Hello, all. My name is Wayne Fagan, Chair of D. Howard International Education Foundation. I would like to welcome you to this, our supplemental number one, to an overview of the resources available on the D. Howard International Education Foundation website. We recorded our first overview earlier this year, 2026. In the last 30 days or so, this video is being recorded on July 20th, 2026. Primarily in July and the latter part of June of 2026, we added some new features to the website. These features are to supplement the overview that we originally shared with you in the early part of 2026. So with that introduction, let's get started. The additions to our website in the last 30 or 45 days. So this is what the website looked like to the general public or to a participating school that has not yet logged in. You'll see that we have added a new feature right here, initiatives, where we summarize our initiatives. Early Childhood Education Innovation Lab Initiative, which is what generated all these additional resources, and we'll go over in some depth that page of the website. The Rural STEM Initiative, the Early Childhood Podcast, and STEAM Podcast. Early Childhood covers birth through second grade, and the STEAM podcast is third grade through 12th grade. Primarily, the new functions are for participating schools, and I'll show you how to become a participating school. It's quite easy and no charge and no obligation other than being registered as a participating school. I've referred to on several occasions the overview that we did earlier this year. That's right here on the homepage. And that is visible to the general public and to participating schools that have not logged in. If you're not yet a participating school and you would like to be a participating school and have access to all of the resources that we have on our website except the membership page, just go to the Rural STEM drop-down menu. There's a Rural STEM sign up, and there you are. All you do is you fill out the sign up and you submit it. I'll receive a notice of your submission. I'll review it. If I feel that it's in order, then I will approve it and you will receive an email notification that it is approved. Another way that you can sign up, come to the same form and through a different mechanism, is if you go to the Innovation Lab Initiative page, this is what the general public will see. We have a sign up button. It'll take you to the same form, and so you can get to it in that way. And there are various other pages on the website that also have the link to sign up. It probably takes less than a minute to sign up, submit it, and then when I receive it, review it, I'll approve it, and you'll be a participating school and have access to all of the resources on our website except for the membership page. Participating school can join the membership page if they wish to do so. But I want to focus right now on what you can see that's absolutely at no charge, that's delivered virtually, and no obligation. Let's go back to initiatives, drop-down menu. What you don't see here, because you're not yet a participating school, is you don't see the word conversations in red type, which you'll see in just a few minutes. What we're going to talk about, the STEM forum and the new features of the STEM forum, the Innovation Lab Initiative page. Now I'm going to log in. What you saw before was primarily everything above my cursor. But what you see now as a participating school, if you're logged in, is you see all of these resources down here. And the drop-down menu, now that you're logged in as a participating school, Now you see the word conversations. Let's go to profile. Now you have a user profile. Now the things that were added to the profile since we initiated the Innovation Lab Initiative page, this is usable by all participating schools, whether you're participating in the Innovation Lab Initiative or not. You'll see a new feature here on this profile page, conversations opt-in. If you don't want to participate in the conversations, you would just click no. Go down, and here you indicate briefly on your profile in general what it is that you'd like to speak to other participating schools about in general. You can be more specific, as I'll show you when we get to the conversation feature. You can indicate what grade level you're interested in, early childhood, grades K to 5, grades 6 to 8, 9 to 12, or you can do all. You'll get all the access to all the conversations in the conversation feature. You can put in keywords that you're interested in, math, aerospace, chemistry, etc. All of these keywords are also listed in our search engine for participating schools, which I went over in the first overview. Fill in these blanks if you wish or not. Update. Since we've been talking about conversations so much, let's just go to conversations now that we're here. So we go to conversations because you're a participating school, you're logged in, and you're now on conversations. This page, and it just has 3 entries currently, this page lists participating schools or entities that have opted into conversations. Let's say that you have selected someone that you think you might like to send a conversation note to, but you would like to know a little more about Wayne Fagan before you decide to send him a conversation message. You can click on the name. A profile that you will see has details as far as what city, what state, what country that person is in, a little something about their interest in the chat function, the school or organization website that they are affiliated with, in the grade levels. And so you can get all of this information, and then let's say you're satisfied, select one of the people listed. Hopefully, this list will grow and you will have more people to talk to if you wish to. Let's say that we want to speak to David Huggins. So I highlight David Huggins and then I click on Start Conversation. And then it asks you to write in the chat handle. I've found that it works every time if I just do HUGGINSD, click on Huggins, I'll type in a message and then send him the message right here. You can do all that if you're a participating school. You send another participating school a message, and when you send the message, the recipient will get an email notification that they have a message from you. And then they can click on that notification and they can reply to the message. And you can start a conversation with another colleague at another school that's a participating school. The reason that we came up with this feature was that one of your colleagues at another rural school asked when I was going over the Innovation Lab Initiative page with him, he said, Wayne, it would be great if schools could communicate with one another, and then by communicating with one another, if both teachers at each school was interested in having their class talk to another class that's a participating school, they can set it up. I would just ask the teachers to exchange emails and cell phones if they wish, and set up continuing dialogue between your two schools in that way. Or you can use the conversations feature and do that. That's the conversations feature. We're very grateful for the question by one of your rural teacher colleagues, and we're glad that we were able to respond in a positive way to the question that was asked. So we're here not only to share resources with you, but to learn from you. Y'all are the experts. We're here to learn as much from you or more from you, probably, then you'll learn from us. But we hope that you'll also benefit by the resources that we make available to you. So that is the conversation feature. If you have any questions about the conversation feature or anything else, you can communicate with me through the conversation feature, through the STEM Forum discussion group, which we're going to talk about, or you can send me an email, info@dhedf.org, or let's just go back to the Innovation Lab Initiative page, and you'll see that there's a direct link on this page to my email. You can do it that way. So there's lots of different places where you can find out how to communicate with me directly. We would encourage you, if you have a broad question on some feature, I would encourage you to submit your inquiry in the STEM forum. Then everyone that's a participating school can see your question, and you may be asking the same question that they have. And so when I respond to you, I respond to everyone else. That's how I intend to treat the STEM Forum discussion group and the conversations, to have one-on-one conversations. I would do it through the conversation feature for a broader audience of your colleagues that are participating schools. I would post something in the discussion group. How did we come about the Innovation Lab initiative? That actually grew out of a podcast that David Huggins did for us, which is viewable on our website, both under the Innovation Lab Initiative podcast and also in the drop-down menu on Rural STEM Podcasts. You click on STEAM. Actually, it's the next podcast we'll be doing on August 6th. Here are the details. That actually is viewable by the general public or by participating schools. The details as far as what time the podcast is and the Zoom link for it. What happened was, at the conclusion of that podcast, which was David Huggins walking us through the evolution of his innovation program at Mojave Valley School District number 16 is the official name at the middle school. And next year, this coming year, it will be started at the 2 elementary schools in Mojave Valley School District. It's Mojave Valley, Arizona. It's right on the border with California. They have 2 elementary schools and 1 middle school. David is an award-winning teacher that has developed a tremendous innovation lab program at the middle school and is now going to be starting them up at the elementary school level. At the conclusion of the podcast with David, this one that was done in June, giving us an overview of what he's doing at his school, we ended the recording, and he and I, and also Dr. Melissa Sardoff, who is the executive director of the National Rural Education Association, a former superintendent of schools in a rural school district near Tucson, Arizona, and the former executive director of the Arizona Rural School Association, and a member of the D. Howard International Board of Directors, we're honored to say. We all know one another. The recording had stopped. Complimented David on the great job he did on the podcast, which he always does. Among friends, we were chatting. He was kind enough to share with us, Dr. Sardoff and myself, a vision, a goal, a dream that he had and he laid it out to us verbally. And Dr. Sardoff and I were both very impressed with what he had to say. And when that podcast ended, I communicated with David and told him how impressed I was with his comments, as I always am, and asked if he would be kind enough to put his thoughts that he described to us in words, going over his vision, sharing it with us so that I could share it with others. And he did that. And David's vision led to the Innovation Lab initiative. And what he sent me is posted on this page, the Innovation Lab initiative page. When you're a participating school and you log in and go to the Innovation Lab initiative page and click on that, and that basically is an outline as it stands right now of the mission of the Innovation Lab initiative that's being done in collaboration with Mojave Valley School District, D. Howard International, and the National Rural Education Association, and all of our mutual collaborating partners that we'll be calling on to share their wisdom and resources with all of us. That's how it came about. And then the next to the last job was to impose on David Huggins if he would serve as the director of the National Rural Innovation Lab Initiative. He graciously agreed, as he always does, with one promise by me. David is a full-time teacher, as you all are. I know that there are far more demands on you than you have time. David is no different. We're very protective of our teachers and volunteers. I asked David if he would be okay if I would be the initial point of contact for you on this initiative so that I could understand what it was you were interested in and figure out who the best person would be to talk to you or communicate with you about your question. I am not a roadblock to David in any way. He was one of the first persons to sign up for the conversation feature. You can always communicate with him through the conversation feature, and you don't have to copy me. Generally speaking, as we launch this new initiative and figure out each of the roles of each of the collaborating organizations, let's start out with me in general, and then we'll go from there. My old boss used to say, you can't critique a blank piece of paper. And so we have filled out this blank piece of paper with what I'm going over with you, and we will refine it as we go along to continue to improve it and make it a better resource for you. So let's now go back to the profile. If you want to participate, if you want to be listed as someone to receive conversation, you click on yes and all of the other items that I went over with you before. Now I see conversations and I'm ready to go. Now we'll talk about the STEM forum. Here is the STEM forum. If you are not logged in, you will see on the STEM forum items that are posted to the STEM forum can be viewed by the general public. What you will not be able to do, unless you are a participating school and you are logged in, you will not be able to initiate a discussion item. The general public cannot originate a discussion item, but a participating school that is logged in can now originate a discussion item. So let me show you how to do that. Very simple. When you have clicked on STEM Forum and you have logged in, I will first want to show you all categories. So these are the categories of discussion items, and they all have little icons that represent their category, and those icons will appear elsewhere in the discussion group. If you want the general public to view your discussion item, you click on General STEM Discussions. But if you want to have more interaction and be able to originate, you log in as I've done up here. And let's try, for example, Innovation Lab Initiative. So you see, that says Innovation Lab Initiative. And now what is posted down here are all of the discussion items that have been posted by anyone to the Innovation Lab Initiative portion of the STEM Forum. The next thing I want to show you is, well, how can you post a new discussion item to the STEM Forum? What you do is you click on the plus sign in this little blue box. It says create new discussion. You click on that, and now you have a blank page to initiate a discussion item. You type in the title of your post, and I want just the Innovation Lab Initiative to see it. I click on Innovation Lab Initiative Discussions. So only those that click on Innovation Lab Initiative will be able to see them. Type in my message. I'll just say welcome all. But let's say that I had an attachment, and you'll see down here the word attachment. Click on it. It says upload file. So you upload the file. You can put in the URL here. If you have more than one link that you want to share, you can do that because you type one in here, you type another one in, but that's how you do it. Then you go down to I agree to the terms and conditions. You click on that, and then you click submit. There it is, right there. It's great when technology works like it's supposed to. The other thing you can now do, besides originate a discussion item, is you can respond. You can also attach a document to your reply, and you can also post links to your reply. And now everyone that can see the discussion item can also see the reply. And we'll go to categories. I'll do Innovation Lab. When you go to the page, it gives you a notice that there's a new post. And click on STEM Forum Discussion Overview and scroll down, and now you can see the reply. In summary, let's just review the new features of the website since the recording and posting of the first overview. If most of this stuff that I've shown to you today can only be viewed by participating schools, won't the non-participating schools get very frustrated by watching this video? Hopefully not, because one, it's simple to become a participating school. Just fill out the form that I showed you, submit it, and I'll approve it, and you're a participating school. And secondly, it will hopefully encourage you to become a participating school because the resources will be resources that you'll have access to, not only that are on D. Howard International website, but all of your colleagues throughout the country that are participating schools. And it expands the universe of your resources and knowledge and resources available to your students. The items that we've covered are the profile. After the profile is filled out, then we have the listing of initiatives and the conversations feature. And then we have on the STEM forum, your ability to originate discussion item and to have attachments, to have links, to submit it, and for others to reply. Those are the new features. I would encourage you to go back and review the first overview. I believe it's 34 minutes long. Then review this. If you still have questions, communicate with me either by posting a discussion question or by sending me a message in the conversation feature, or by sending me an email, info@dhedf.org, by clicking on my name in blue on numerous pages on the website, and I'll get the email. So we're here to be a resource to you. Another expression from my old boss, that old boss being, by the way, D. Howard. He used to say, it's amazing how much you can get done if you don't care who gets the credit for it. I have a little different twist on that is I always give credit where credit's due. That's why you've heard me talk so much about David Huggins, and you've heard me on other podcasts talk about David Purser, who is our Director of Education and our lead on our aviation, UAS, and drones programming, and all of our board members and all of our collaborating organizations come together for one reason, and that reason is to provide resources to all of you that are watching this, to our participating schools, to the students that you serve, and the communities that you serve. So on behalf of the entire team, we thank you for your interest in D. Howard International, and we look forward to welcoming you as a participating school.